Well, here we are, back for another week of sewing high end on a budget. So, this week we are talking about tops. And if this is your first time joining, welcome. And I am Martika. And this is our series of sewing high end on a budget, spring, summer of 2024. So, these tops, you guys, I think you're going to love them because the patterns that I am showing with these high-end pieces, they are summer ready. So you will most likely, I know, at least have at least one of them in your stash, okay? So yeah, go ahead, get you something to drink, sit back, and be ready to, as usual, be in shock, in sticker shock for the prices that you're gonna see. But get excited because of the fact that you do most likely know how to sew, and you can sew these high-end pieces on a budget. So the first top that we have here is this Eco Softwave top for $195. And when I saw this top, of number one, thought that the detail of it was really cute, but it also looked very, and I mean very familiar. So I immediately went into my patterns and I found Simplicity 9470. And you guys, if you have eyes, you can see that this is practically identical to each other. So I don't know if the designer took it from the pattern or the pattern designer took it from the designer or what, but you practically have the same pattern. And if we look more into the details of the pattern, and as far as like how this little detail at the waist is made, where you have these pleats that cause like a little draping in that area that actually makes the look of this top, you can see that it's pretty much the same. And I just think that it is a very cute top. Now let's look at some details of the line drawing itself, because you do have the front as we just spoke about, but you also even have the back. As you can see, there is an invisible zipper in the designer's piece, and then there is also an invisible zipper in the line drawing itself. So you pretty much have the same top with this look, and you're saving yourself quite a bit of money. $195, as far as a high-end piece. No, I would not pay $195 for this piece, but as you know, we have seen way higher, as you would see. And for those of us who sew, we know that this is definitely not something that we would go and pay for when we can simply get this pattern and go for it. So the next pattern that we have up is this Alice Drape satin one shoulder top. And this top is very cute. I actually love it in this color black. And when I saw this top, I knew that I had seen it before in a pattern. And I am speaking of, let's talk about the price. For $295. So we're climbing up the hill here a bit. $295 for this top. If you got it, great. If you don't and you know how to sew, even better. So by looking at this top, I thought about Simplicity 9851. And as you can see what the model is wearing, you have pretty much a really good replica of this top. I mean, seriously, look at View B there. Look at the designer piece. You pretty much have the same top here. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at some details in the line drawing of this top. You have the off the shoulder detail. You have the cuffs detail. Now what I did notice in the designer piece is that the cuffs do have like a split opening there, but the more that I look at even the pattern itself, if you look at those cuffs, it looks like it has an opening at the wrist as well. So yeah, I mean, you can kind of hack this any way that you want to, but looking at this, you pretty much got the same top as well, and you're saving yourself even more money. So let's look at the next one. This is a balloon sleeve voile blouse. You guys, this is so cute. And I don't know what this is made of, but I think of something like this maybe in like a really lightweight linen. And I even like this in black as well, but this would look cute in any color. But at the price range of $1,250, I'm thinking to myself that I could save quite a bits of hundreds on that, okay? Seriously. You guys, if you go and grab New Look 6698, you almost have this same top. The only difference that I could see here, and I mean I studied it hard too, but the only difference that I could see here is the fact that the pattern itself, it has a collar. You can omit that collar and just do like a narrow hem, maybe around the neckline. So you can omit that collar. And the other thing that I saw too is that the designer piece, it had like just a few more buttons, maybe a couple of more buttons. You can easily like replace the buttons, redo the button placement and add you some more buttons if you want this exact look of this top. This one is just too easy to copy not to, okay? So let's look at the line drawings of this one and let's look at the back as well. As you can see, you have your front. Like I said, the pattern itself has the collar, but you can remove that. But if you look at the back, you do have some back darts in the pattern piece. If you want that more smooth and not having the darts showing in your piece, you can simply do the darts on the pattern piece itself and then cut out your fabric, as I have mentioned in my other two videos as well. But you know, I'm a person, I don't mind those dart lines showing. So I think that it adds a really nice structured look, you know, to the piece itself. But yeah, if you look at those sleeves, those balloon sleeves, that is really the statement of this whole top. If you look at the length of the top, the way that it is cut off, you have this top. Just make a couple of changes and you got it, you guys. And you're saving yourself a buttload of money, because at $1,250, yeah, let's move on to the next one. It gets better. You guys, we're talking about this denim scarf neck tunic top for $1,700. Yeah, that's what we're talking about with this really cute denim scarf neck tunic top. Now, Valentino Garavani, yes, well known, but I'm still baffling over this $1,700 for this top. We're not talking about for the whole set, you guys. We are just talking about the top, if you can see it in the description, okay? So when I saw this top, I said, I've seen this, you know, this make before. Let me go and find it. And you better believe I did when I found Simplicity 9681. Would you look at this? Would you just look at this? Yes, I'm talking about the one the model is wearing. Just like the last one, we are talking about maybe a change or two, okay? Now, this is an easy to sew pattern, okay? So not only are you saving like over $1,700, well, yeah, probably. Oh, if you have this pattern and you already have fabric, you're saving $1,700, okay? But if you have to go get the pattern or whatever, you're still saving a whole lot of money here. So let's take a look at this, because what I am seeing is the fact that the designer piece does not have a collar, just like the last piece I showed you, but the pattern piece does. So you can easily omit the collar itself and do your narrow hem around the neckline. That's what I would do if I wanted this exact look. And I personally think it looks good with or without the collar. Then you have the V, the Valentino detail in the denim top itself. Now you can go and get you a V if you want to. You can get you a S. You can get you a M, R, Q, Z, whatever you want to put there. If you decide you want to put your initial in that V, you can do that because it is yours. Then you have your ties for the top. Now the denim piece, On the designer piece, the ties are a little bit thicker, and you can easily make the ties thicker on the pattern piece as well if you choose to. But the drape of this top, one is the designer pieces is denim, of course, and then as you can see, the model is wearing like a faux leather, but you can use this for all different types of fabric. Just look at the fabrics that it calls for. So let's look at the back. You guys, the back of this, as you can see, is almost the same. The difference is the designer piece. You have your pleated back. Okay, if I'm calling that the correct thing, you can choose to add a little bit to the measurement and do this underneath your yoke if you want to, or you can leave it just smooth straight across like the pattern piece. I personally like I like it without that pleat in the middle myself, to be honest with you. But the choice is yours. It's yours, and you can custom make it how you want to. Now let's look at the line drawings of this, because in the line drawings you can see that the designer piece at the bottom, it's straight across. The length is the same in the front and in the back, but on your pattern piece it gives you like a high-low effect. Okay, that is easily fixable. Okay, if you don't want that high-low effect, just take off that at the back. Okay, just cut it down evenly with the front, and you can have your piece the way that you want it to be. And then we talked about the other details, the collar and then the pleat in the back. Yeah, the choice is yours, but you pretty much got this same top by just kind of tweaking it a little bit. And last but not least, you know, I had to pull a good one out. Had to go on up the hill a little bit more with this Evia faded floral denim bustier top. Very, very pretty, you guys. But at $1,890, yeah, can I at least have some sleeves? You know, I mean, seriously, it is gorgeous. Yes, I know it's all about the name. As you can see, it's from the Ralph Lauren collection, but I can sew, so I just rather go ahead and get me some boning for the structure of this top. And I would rather make this, I would rather get me some beautiful fabric. And when I saw this fabric, and I love the fact that it's matching the pants too, but this price is just for the top once again, but that gives you an idea on something you can make. When I saw this fabric, I'm like, you know, it's strategically placed, you know, where the flowers and everything is. But if you can't find this, say like in like apparel fabric, this is something that you can easily get creative with, and you might go and look at, say, like some type of cotton upholstery fabric, some cotton canvas, you know, things like that that might have some different designs in it. I just think that it is just gorgeous. You could also be creative and do like a floral applique on this as well if you wanted, say, like more of a 3D look. So I just got all kind of ideas when I saw this one. Now the pattern that I thought about with this one is Simplicity 9927. How cute is that? Now we are looking at view A. That is the one that the model is wearing, and as you can see, it's just a little bit different than what the designer's model is wearing, but you can still get this look simply by lengthening the bottom of the bustier top just a little bit. As you can see, the one on the pattern is a little bit shorter, but the one on the model, it's just a touch longer, and it just goes straight all the way around. But you can pretty much get that same look. Another detail about this is that you have like that V dip above the bust in the middle of the bustier top of the pattern itself, but if you look at the designer piece, it goes straight across. You can easily do the same. Just take out the dip on the pattern and just cut it straight across instead. Simple, okay? So let's look at another detail. If you can see on the designer piece, there is a little bit more boning in that versus in the pattern piece, in the pattern itself. Okay, you can add panels to this if you choose to, or you can just say, you know what, throw it up in there. I'm going to leave it as is, like the pattern itself. And then I'm going to just like try and get that fabric as close as possible to make it look like that designer piece. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back and the line drawing so you can see how similar this is. So we talked about the front, but in the back, you do have an invisible zipper. We talked about lengthening the bottom of the top itself so that you can get that very same look or even close to it. And yeah, that's pretty much all that needs to be done, because as far as the back goes, it goes straight across already, just like the models of the designer is doing. Okay, so yeah, you guys, I'm serious. I had a lot of fun looking up tops because there were so many. I mean, this video could have went so very long, but I wanted to cut it off here and give you some ideas on some really cute pieces that you can make for this summer to just wear every day or wear to special events like weddings and family reunions and things like that, or wear to church, wherever you want to. But just give you some summer pieces that you can really just go ahead and sew up, make them look really expensive, but be very proud because you put it together with your own hands. So I hope you have enjoyed this segment, the segment of tops of Sewing High End on a Budget, Spring and Summer 2024. And you all, let me know what you think in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great one. Bye-bye.